Okay, welcome everybody. This is the Transforming Today show with me, Rebekah Weintraub, and I'm here today because I felt that there was a calling for connecting coaches. A lot of us do a lot of different kinds of things, and I think it's important to make sure that we know what we're doing. And this is an opportunity for folks who want to come on and talk about specifically their transformations that they've had in their lives or transformations they've witnessed with their clients. To come and share how powerful that is. So today I have as my guest, Myles H Smith. How are you, Myles?
I am doing well, actually wonderfully well. Thank you for having me, and great to be here today.
Awesome. Can you tell everybody what you do?
The short and simple is I help boomers get past the fears and anxieties and what am I going to do when I retire to, wow, look at what I am doing for the next 20 years or so of my life.
Wow.
And that's it in a nutshell right there. People have a lot of anxiety and a lot of fear around their retirement. And I help them work through those, find out who they are, what they are, and what their beliefs are, what their values are, and what they want from their retirement. It's a very specialized thing. Your retirement, it's you. So you want to have it being yours and not just something that I throw a lot of ideas at you and say, okay, pick one and be gone. No, we work from the very beginning of who you are. That's the basis of it.
I love that. Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of customization in there, and it sounds like there's a lot of like perspective shifting with your clients. They might come to you and it's like doomsday, but by the time they're walking out, they've got sunshine everywhere.
Yes, 70% of boomers have a lot of emotional issues around their retirement. People put it off for a number of reasons, whether they feel that they're going to be irrelevant in their retirement, they're going to lose their self-worth, their self-identity, they're not going to have any meaning or purpose. There are a lot of reasons that people put off. You know, they postpone their retirements, and sometimes till it's almost too late. They truly get to the point in some cases where it is almost too late for them to retire. They go into the senior life at that point, and they've missed a wonderful time of their life. Retirement starts on average in this country at the age of 57 now. And the average age of men, well, I'll put it that, let me start over on that. The average lifespan for a man is 76. For a woman, you've got us beat by 80 or by about 5 years to 81. Now, that doesn't tell the whole story. If you make it to 65, you've got a man has got a extended lifespan of 84.6 years. Women, 87. And those are the averages. A lot of people live to being into their 90s and 95 plus.
Wow. Did you just make those numbers up?
No, I didn't. Those come from a number of different studies, and the last numbers came directly from the Social Security Administration.
I believe you.
Okay.
I was with a marketer today who was like, oh yeah, I just make things up. Like, I just make numbers up. I'm like, really? I know you've been at coaching for quite a while now, and it was something that came back into your life most prominently within the last, few years or so?
Yes, I sustained a life-altering injury a few years ago, and this is one of those transformational moments for me, in that it took me away from just about everything as far as life. I don't know how to exactly put it other than I was completely debilitated for a couple of years there. And the transformation that I got from that was, at my core, I was, well, my father would call it bullheaded. I like to say I'm determined. And I was going to get through it. And that was the transformation, in that it strengthened my determination. It strengthened my confidence in I can do anything. I can weather any storm now because I have weathered that storm. And a few others throughout life. I've transitioned a number of times in life, and each one has given me that takeaway of I can do this, that confidence.
What's it like to feel that for people who haven't experienced that yet? What is that like?
Prior to that accident, people would joke at me or with me about the way I walked, for one thing. Straight, or my back was always straight, my shoulders were always square, and I walked with a swagger. It took me a little bit to get back to that attitude, that I've got this, I can do it, and that swagger. I walk with a cane now, but I still have that swagger down deep inside, and some days it comes through when I'm walking along, and it's, yeah, I can take anything. I've got that confidence.
So it sounds like it took inner power to battle the mental, the physical, even the emotional side of this transition and transformation that you were going through. But perhaps there was an outer power as well, maybe in a spiritual realm, that joined forces. Is it fair to say that all of those elements were coming into play?
Yes. It wasn't just within me. I mean, I do believe that your strength comes from within you, but at the same time, that you have to draw on something greater than yourself, whether it is the creator, whether it is God, the universe. There is something there that binds us all together. And I was able to draw on that. I drew from the strength and the power, or the energy, from everyone around me. And it was a collaborative effect that it came back to me in that way.
And if you were to bottle that and give it to someone else, what would be in that bottle? Almost like takeaways that you could share with someone else.
I go back to I can handle this. That is the major takeaway that I feel that comes from this. Is I've stood on the hurricane deck with a lightning rod in my hand, going through a thunderstorm, and it wasn't that I was shaking my fist at the heavens or anything. It was, I know that I can handle this. And that's the takeaway, and that's what I would put in that bottle is, you can do this. Whoever you are, whatever your struggles are, they were given to you because you were strong enough to handle them. And you'll make it through it. I mean, that's just it, is you will make your way through it. It may look awfully dark sometimes. Stick with the program. Stick with it.
I love that, Miles. I love that. And I know that you're such a helpful person. And I'm wondering, how in general, how do you help others in your life? And maybe more specifically, you were touching upon how you help your clients, but today in your shoes, what are you doing to help others?
What I feel that I'm doing today is writing and trying to inspire others, trying to get people to understand that there is more to life. And specifically for my clientele, there is more to their retirement than what they probably see. In fact, what I feel certain that they see, because when I hear someone talk about retirement, it is not just with fear, but it is with an emotional angle there that I want to take away from them. I want them to feel that that next 20 years, and I'm quite serious about that, 20 years, whenever they retire, it's the longest single period or phase of a person's life. They should be able to enjoy it, not fear it. And that's what I'm trying to bring to people.
I almost wish I were retiring right now so I could work with you. Like you're inspiring me to retire.
It's a wonderful thing. I mean, you can do so much in your retirement because it opens up so many new avenues to a person. They can use all of what they've learned, all the experiences and knowledge and skills, whether they are wanting to give back to the community or to the world at large. I had a client who retired, didn't know what he wanted to do, and called me, through another client that I was working with at the time, called me up and wanted to wanted to know what I should tell him to do. And it's like, I don't know what to tell you to do. I'm not you. I haven't lived your life, so we're going to have to work together for a while to figure out what you want and go through the whole program. He found out that he loves canoeing. Didn't realize it beforehand. His life had been his job. And he decided he was going to make his own canoe. Well, he started doing that, made his own canoe, took it out, never got it in the water himself because somebody else saw it, loved it, and bought it from him. Yes, bought it right there before he could get it into the water.
And he took it out to the lake, and it was a gorgeous day with beautiful sunset, and there he was cruising the lake. No, someone bought it.
Someone bought it, and it took him 3 more tries. He made 3 more canoes before he got his own to put in the water. He was about ready to buy somebody else's so that he could go get in the water himself. But he builds canoes on his own in his garage. And well, I think that he's actually added on to the garage that he had. But he builds these one at a time and just has a wonderful time doing it. Not every client that I have had has something like that, has a story like that, but most of them have changed in dramatic ways. A marketing advisor for a major corporation in Philadelphia is now working as a cowgirl in Wyoming. That was what she wanted to do. That was where her passion lies. And that's what she does. Another one was a ex-fire chief for one of the counties out in the LA area. He works now as in the entertainment industry, working, doing fire safety and building fires for the entertainment industry so that he can turn around and put them out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like for movies and things like that? Like,
Yes.
yeah, contain
Yes.
fires to, that is so cool.
Yeah. He
Look at
sets a
all the
building on
fun.
fire and then puts it out so that it looks pretty on film.
Oh my God. I love that you've been so lucky to witness these kind of transformations and that you've aided in them to help people find their purpose. Maybe that was
Mm.
kind of buried their whole lives, or they kind of drifted in and out of that purpose, but never grabbed a hold of it. And here you are helping them do what they love.
It's a blessing. Coaching defines me anymore. And to help people do that, to move from a career that they might have liked at one time, and they've come to uh, despise, not just dread, but they despise getting up in the morning. Kind of taking them from that to a career or a application, however you want to put it, to a retirement, that they go to bed excited for what they're going for getting up in the morning and what they're going to do the next day.
So, how can you bring meaning and purpose to others? Tell us your contact information. How can we get a hold of you?
My website is empoweredtransitions.com. Go there, read through. I have a retirement assessment that shows how prepared you are in 16 different areas of your life for retirement. Go ahead, go there, sign up for that, take it, and then we'll set up an appointment for the debrief to see how prepared you are, basically. That's the whole thing of it. And then we can go from there and move on. If you're truly prepared and have everything in line, that's where we go. That's where we go, or we stop. But if you're not, I have an entire program that takes you through 10 steps of going from where you're at today to where you want to be. And we go through the entire process of who you are, what your beliefs are, and what your goals are. It's very intensive. It requires 110% commitment. That is the commitment that you're making to your life. So it's not going to be an easy, as I said before, let's throw something up there and see if you like it. No, that is not it. This is 10 sessions of extremely intensive work. And I know you can do it. I know people do it. They have done it. And there are people out there that are working their way to a wonderful retirement.
Can I get on your calendar like 20 years from now?
Yes, you can. I will make sure.
Like a priority client, or like
Yeah.
priority scheduling, please.
The thing of it is that 20 years from now may not be soon enough. Today could be the very day to start, because, and I don't say that, trying to tell you, you need to work with me today. But I have had people that are in their 30s. You still got a ways to go to that. And maybe when you get to 30, you can call me and say,
You think I'm not 30?
Not yet, no.
Oh my God. Oh, Myles, I liked you before, but I like you so much more now. All right. Well, I want to close our show, number one, by thanking you so much for being here today. It was super informative. I learned a lot, actually, and now I have a little bit of agita, thinking that I need to get sooner than later. But I want to kind of I really like having goals as coaches. Like, we're always talking about goals for ourselves. A lot of us are very wired for personal growth. So we've always got something brewing and something we want to accomplish. So I'm going to put you on the spot and I'm going to ask you, what's one goal that you want to accomplish this week?
This will be a roundabout answer. You know me and my roundabout answers. But I've always been a writer, and I love to write. And I have believed that my avenue to get my word out is through writing. Well, here some months ago, I started getting urged in somewhat not delicate ways of I needed to get into video. You need to get into video. You need to, all of this. And I was just putting it off. One, I was kind of terrified of that little green light right there that and looking into that camera. But I knew, and I had that thought of nobody's going to pay any attention. Nobody's going to watch my videos. Well, I told myself that when I started a blog back 10 years ago, and within 6 months, I was being quoted on a couple of nationally syndicated radio talk shows. So I know that I can do this. And I took a video class, and through that, I'm quite comfortable sitting here talking to you, looking straight into that little blue light. And now, to answer the question, I am working on an entire series of videos that I'm going to be putting up on my YouTube channel, and a couple of real short ones on Instagram. Oh, I do have an Instagram channel, which is Empowered Transitions. And I don't know the whole URL or anything for it, but look up Empowered Transitions and voila, there I am.
Okay, and how soon am I going to see a video up there?
There will be one up, I'll say by Thursday, and then I'll probably put it up tomorrow. But no, I'll have something up by Wednesday.
Okay.
I will have and at least I will have one on YouTube on Wednesday. There's mine. Now yours. What goals do you have?
By the time this one airs, it'll already be up, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay, so mine, well, I'm really enjoying our time together here, and I think this is definitely something I really want to pursue, and I want to work with as many coaches as possible just to connect with them and have them share what they do so that we can build a community of really knowing what we can offer each other and people who are, I should say, non-clients, but like just people in general, you know. Yeah. Everybody can benefit from a coach. Like I love the philosophy of coaching. You know, all the answers are inside. A coach just simply helps you uncover the answers. And it's really as simple as that. And if a coach does their job, there's a day that comes where you don't need the coach anymore, because, you know, at least the way that I coach is for my own practice, which is helping people spiritually transform. It's like once they have that inner power and that outer power, and they learn how to like have them join forces, you don't need me anymore. You've got yourself, you know?
That's it.
So I think I'm just going to keep pushing forward with these connections with other coaches, and I will commit to booking another couple of coaches so I can keep this going on a regular cadence.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. I love it. Look at us.
Yes. Yes. I can reach on this side. This one I can't, is a little bit harder.
Good. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching today. Really appreciate it. Again, Myles H Smith, and if you want to look him up, he just go back maybe a couple minutes, and he's got all his information right on this recording. You can check him out there, and you know, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you love this kind of stuff. If you want to see more, it'll notify you when we come out with more videos. So, love you all. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.
I don't remember the statistic,
Make
but make it up.